And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kids Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. And the Southwest Premier League. Visit socal.southwestpremier.org for more information on the league and the men's under-23 schedule. Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. Garcia's left-footed. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show at Home Edition. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Before we get to the interviews and the good stuff, make sure you subscribe to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Smash that subscribe button. Get the notification bell cracking. And if you'd like to take your support to the next level, we also have a thank you button, which we'd really appreciate to help us continue covering sports here in the Inland Empire area. On this show, man, we're really ramping up for the 2023 high school football season. A little bit later in the show, we're going to hear from the Grand Terrace Titans. 3 of their star players, the defending San Andreas League champions, now in the Sunkiss League, trying to win another league title. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about our preseason high school football rankings. We're going to talk about the Major League Baseball draft. And, of course, our match of the week in the Southwest Premier Soccer League. But we start with high school football. Again, previewing a lot of teams, athletes, coaches going into 2023. Had a chance to catch up with the new head coach for the Elsinore Tigers, Randy Kirschman. He's an Elsinore guy. He's been around the program for a while. Former Paloma Valley player, now putting his stamp on the Tigers program. And it all starts this season for Coach Kirschman. Inland Sports. As the 2023 high school football previews roll on, it's time we pay a trip down to Elsinore High School. The new head football coach for the Tigers, Randy Kirschman. And Coach, first off, congrats, the head coaching job with the Tigers. Obviously, it's a very old school. There's a lot of football tradition at Elsinore. Are you excited to kind of put your stamp on the program this season?
Oh, man, I'm really pumped. I'm really honored, to be able to take the baton of this program in our 96 season. I've been lucky to be part of it for 15. And again, it's just a great honor to me. It means a lot to me. And, we're excited to get after it in this season.
I'd be remiss not to at least bring up Coach Peralta because he's a local legend. Everybody loves the guy. What are some things maybe you learned from him, or maybe his coaching style, or the way he maybe handled stuff, off the field? Because as the head coach, you're finding out, I'm sure, that you're dealing with boosters and parents and, traveling and who's got the snacks and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why we make the big bucks, right? I can't say enough about Tony. He's been a great mentor and friend to me. I've learned, so many things. I couldn't sit here and explain them all. But the main thing to me is, for Tony and for myself and for Elsinore football, it's more than football here. We're trying to build into our student athletes, get them ready for life, have them, pursue excellence and integrity in everything they do. And so, we have really good relationships here. And, for me, it's a big challenge, because obviously, Tony's the kind of guy you can't replace him. And I'm certainly not going to try. But definitely, I carry, a lot of things of his close to my heart. And I don't take it lightly, that I get to that opportunity to move forward.
Well, Coach, when I think of Elsinore football, I think of, awesome run games, right? You guys are going to pound the football. You've had some great running backs. Not always, the biggest offensive line, in front of the running backs, but you guys always seem to find a way to get done. Is Elsinore going to look the same? Is it going to be different? I mean, under your leadership.
Yeah, I hope Elsinore football looks the same because, we've produced a lot of tough football players over the years. I grew up in the wing T. I went to Paloma Valley, and I was coached by Joe Smith, the late Joe Smith, Craig Lind, Paul Millar. And so I love the wing T, and I've loved running it here with Elsinore. And so certainly, there's a lot of things you can do out of the wing T. And so, maybe we'll take a look at some of those things. But I'm a wing T guy. And honestly, it's funny because everybody else says, oh, the wing T is boring. And like, to me, the wing T is exciting. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Whereas, sometimes spread and air raid, it's kind of pretty basic what you're going to get. And it's about, who's going to make those plays. So
I'll say this too, Coach. It's difficult to shoot video of the wing T because I'm like, oh wait, that guy doesn't have the ball. He's over here.
So, if we're rolling right, that's what it's supposed to look like. But absolutely.
How much fun are you having right now? Like as you get ready, gosh, week 0 is basically like a month away. I mean, how much fun are you having right now?
I think that's one of the biggest differences is, the difference between being an assistant and the head coach is time is flying a lot faster. So, trying to take advantage of every moment, right? We're not counting the days, we're making them count. But yeah, it's creeping up on us quick. And, I'm excited, we've got a really good senior class, really good group here. They're really close, they're really tight. And so, they're ready. I've been telling them, some of them, that they want they want to be let out of the cage, so to speak. They're going a little bit too hard right now, without pads on. So can't wait to get there.
All right, Coach, who are the players we're going to be talking about? Of course, Mekhi Skinner is the next great running back in line. Of course, the Tigers just crank out great running backs. But who's the next guy? Who are we going to be talking about?
Yeah, we have a couple of players returning all Ivy League guys. So at wide receiver, we have Andrew Irvin. So that'll be a player to look at. Really good go-to receiver type guy. We have another returning all Ivy League player, Julian Santoyo. He's a corner and a running back. Tough dude there. So I look forward to seeing what he can do. But we honestly, Pep, we have really our strength is in our unity and our chemistry and in the depth of our senior class. A lot of experience. There's a lot of good football players here and good student athletes. So a lot of guys.
Well, Coach, I see you're actually at the field. So I guess you're not in dead period. And do you guys still have dead period, or you just go right into the season?
Yeah, we had dead period. We just came out of it this week, so we're good to go. We're going to roll it until bye week here. So
I know you're doing some 7-on-7 stuff, which I guess for the Elsinore DBs, that's good work, right? Because the DBs will be flying around and doing the 7-on-7 thing. But yeah, again, Elsinore likes to run the football. So what do you get out of 7-on-7?
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely huge for our defense. Playing in the Ivy League, man, it is a strong league. I was telling a friend of mine from out in Orange County, that there is some high-end talent, man, with the Orange Vistas and Ranchos and really top to bottom. There's not an easy out with all of them, to be honest. JW North, Temescal, Heritage, there's good athletes all over. So 7-on is always huge for our defense, our secondary, to get as good of a look at that kind of speed and athleticism as we can. And again, we use it offensively to be proficient and efficient with our pass game. I mean, it's definitely something that I don't think we ever, strive not to do, but certainly it takes a level of execution. And so we work on those timing things and, trying to find ways to distribute the ball down the field.
Coach, you bring up the Ivy League, and you guys beating Orange Vista last season was like one of the big wins, across the IE during the regular season. And the Ivy League was really wide open, and it came down to the final, like week 9, week 10. Like we had no idea what was going to happen in the Ivy League. Is that exciting? And you go into this season feeling like, man, the Tigers should be right there in the mix again.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Like I said, it is a gauntlet of a league. There's a lot of quality in it, great coaching. And so, yeah, we look at it as a huge challenge, but at the same time, we're up to it. And so we look forward to that competition. And like you said, I mean, it's really exciting when week in, week out, you've got some wins here, wins there. Those are always the more exciting years than, maybe sometimes in years past, and even could happen this year, where one team runs away with it, there's a clear go at it. So definitely a huge challenge, and looking forward to it for this year.
And finally, Coach, I know there's a lot of cross-pollination in coaching, right? You played at Paloma, but now you're at Elsinore. A lot of coaches, they kind of bounce around and go to different schools, even if it's their rival. Being at Elsinore, is this kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm overstating it, like a dream gig, to be a head coach, to be the head coach of a program that you've been around for so long. It's, like I said, it's got a ton of tradition. It's a very old school in Riverside County. I mean, do you feel like it doesn't get any better than this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, I mean, that history, that tradition, I mean, we have second, third generation players. We love the athletes we get. Whoever shows up to our door, I mean, we're going to love them and try to develop them as much as we can. And so we get great kids. And yeah, it is the type of job that is a dream type thing because of those things, right? It's special, it's unique. And so it really is like, as far as being a head coach, it wasn't something like I had the ambition, I'm going to bounce, go wherever I can, right? It was a special place to get the opportunity here for sure.
Well, Coach Kirschman, congrats on the gig and best of luck going into the season. And, we're big Elsinore fans, so, man, we want to see you guys do well. We really appreciate the time for you jumping on the show for a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You got it. That's Randy Kirschman, head football coach for the Elsinore Tigers. First time, long time, right? Like, we finally got you on the show. This is great.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, big thanks to Coach Kirschman for that interview, his first and probably not his last here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to head up to Grand Terrace High School as we check in with the Titans. We'll be right back on an at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco. #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. And the Southwest Premier League. Visit socal.southwestpremier.org for more information on the league and the men's under-23 schedule.
What up, y'all? Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. Parents, there's no better place for kids to learn how to control their emotions than through sports. There's nothing wrong with competing with emotion. The key is how we use them. Channeling your emotions to work harder, focus more, and compete with intensity is encouraged. But when emotions lead to negative outcomes, this can be detrimental to athletes. That's why it's important that parents model emotional control for their kids. Screaming and arguing with refs, blaming coaches, or getting worked up at other kids on the field are terrible examples of emotional control. So if you want your athlete to keep their emotions in check, be the example. Boostman.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Make sure you subscribe to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Doing more high school football in this segment as we catch up with the Grand Terrace Titans. 8-4 last season, made it to the quarterfinals in CIF, and again, San Andreas League champs, but now in the Sunkiss League, so they're going to have to ramp it up even a little bit more to bring home another league championship. It'll be tough, but they've got some star players. Let's check in with GT.
Inland Sports.
And as we continue our high school football previews, getting ready for the 2023 kickoff, this time we're stopping and checking in with the Grand Terrace Titans, champions from a year ago in the San Andreas League, now moving up to the Sunkiss League. Join us here on the show. We got a couple of their big-time stars coming up this season. Xzavior Oliver, Jalen Knight, Sean Connor, all going to join us in just a moment. And guys, let me start with last season. Obviously, it was a great season. You guys went, I think it was 8-4. You win a league championship. But do you feel like, man, playoff time, I feel like we could have went a little bit farther. There's still some unfinished business for this Grand Terrace team.
For sure.
Sean, you're a senior. I'll let you go first because you're the senior guy. But do you feel like, man, this year could be a special season for GT?
Yes, definitely. Last season in the quarterfinals, we lost 17-14. I definitely think this season we still got dogs on the team. I think we can make a run here.
It was Northwood, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, sir.
When you look back, Sean, do you feel like, man, we were so close? That was like just a one field goal game. Like you get past them. I mean, who knows what would have happened? You guys might have made a run all the way to the championship game.
Definitely. We would have won the championship game.
That's what I'm talking about. Sean, let me go hit up some of your guys as well. Let me go now to Xzavior Oliver. Xzavior, man, you had a huge breakout season as a sophomore. How do you top that? How do you do even better this year?
Pretty much do exactly what I did last year, make a repeat, but just make sure my teammates are down to help and continue to do what I'm doing.
How do you think you're going to be a better football player this season? How have you improved?
I've improved in the weight room, on the field with different techniques of how to tackle and multiple stuff like that.
You know, I don't have your stats in front of me, but I know you were over 1,000 yards rushing. I think you were around 1,200, if I'm correct. You know, individually, I know obviously this is a team sport and you want to get your team to a league title and your team to a CIF championship. But individually, you know, as a running back, are there certain numbers, certain, stats that you're like, man, if I can hit, 1,500 yards on the ground, or who knows, 2,000, then if I'm getting those stats, I know my team is probably having a successful season as well. Are there certain stats you're going for this season?
Not specifically, just get up there. I got high goals, but I don't really have any like numbers there. I just have goals to like make sure my team gets up there. Like whatever I have to do, I have to get it done with the team.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me go to your guy Jalen now. And Jalen, do you play basically every snap, offense, defense? I mean, how do you kind of see your role on the team, Jalen?
Well, last year I didn't play both. I didn't go both ways. I played more corner. I played more corner. Yeah, I didn't. This year for sure, I'm going both ways, running back, corner, safety. I'm gonna be everywhere this year. So it's my first time, so I'm nervous, but I'm there. I'm ready. I'm for sure ready. For sure.
But that's like just having your coaches having confidence in you, right? Like, hey, man, we can plug Jalen in a bunch of different spots, offense or defense. It doesn't matter. This guy's going to make plays. What does that feel like, just knowing your coaches have confidence in you like that?
Man, I'm grateful, because there's a lot of people that want my spot. But I'm glad that I have it.
What are practices like? At Grand Terrace, because you guys got a lot of talent on your team. You guys are, fighting for snaps and trying to get out there, but obviously, coach is going to put the best team on the field. But, are you guys super competitive in practice? And that probably makes you guys better in the long run as a team.
Yeah, competitive everywhere. Competitive on the field, weight room, film, like all of that competitive. You see it all over our school, everywhere. Yeah, very competitive.
All right, Jalen, let me go back to the senior, Sean. And Sean, as a senior, you got to have big goals, right? You want to go out with a bang and do some special things at Grand Terrace. What are those things? What do you feel like this team is capable of this year, Sean?
For sure. I think we can make a run. I have belief, I just got to get my guys to believe too. I think we can chase a ring this year, win as a team, have a great regular season, go into playoffs, ready to compete. We go hard in practices, so, it's going to show out in games.
This offseason, you talked about going to the quarters. You guys only lost by a field goal to Northwood. Did you guys think about that much? Did you use that as motivation, as fuel? Like, hey, we're going to come back even better, stronger, faster, all those things. Did you use that during the offseason to kind of fuel you guys?
Yes, for sure.
Most definitely.
It fueled me.
It definitely did.
The Grand Hills game my sophomore year, it fueled me to my junior year. The junior year, we lost Northwood. It fueled me now. And, I'm ready to chase a ring this year.
All right, let me go to Xzavior and Jalen on this too, because obviously you guys feel very strongly about this. Xzavior, I'll go to you next. I mean, you guys all feel strongly like, man, last year was good, could have been better, and that's what we're going to use to kind of fuel us during this offseason. Is that right, Xzavior?
Yeah, like Sean said, man, it hurt so much that it's only we could do better. Like next season, we can just go out there, play our better game like we know we could, and do what we can.
And how about you, Jalen?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, definitely hurt. I remember like being right there, being that close to blocking the field goal kick, and man, I'll tell you, man, it hurts. But they gonna feel it this year. We coming back stronger. We coming back harder. We coming back for it all this year.
Guys, any of you could answer this question, but how do you get better? Like, what's the secret ingredient? Is it just going harder in practice? Is it having competitive practice? Is it being coachable and listening to your coaches? I mean, how do you get better?
Team chemistry, for sure.
Let me go with Jalen first, because I got Jalen on camera right now. Jalen, let's go with you first.
Team chemistry. So we need to all communicate. We need to all point out what we're doing wrong, film. Be on top of each other. We need to have leaders. Like our coaches say, we always need leaders. We need people to talk. We need all that. We need communication. I think communication is going to be a key role in our team.
And how about you, Xzavior?
Yeah, like Jalen said, communication, but also I think everybody has to do their 110. Everybody has to put in their 100%. If not, then it's not going to work. Everybody has to do their part.
And you feel the same way, Sean?
Yeah, like what they say, we got to play as a team. Everybody got to do they got to play their part, play their role, make sure they're getting what they need to get done.
All right, guys, finally, let's end it like this. Obviously, if you look back at last season, it was successful. You guys went 8-4, you win a league championship, and that's all great. But this year, do you feel like, it's league title or bust? It's I don't know, CIF semifinals or get to the championship game or maybe even win the whole thing? I mean, are the expectations, are the goals that big for 2023?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, sir.
I play football to win. You know, I believe that this team does too. So I think we might as well go big or go home.
And I'll go to Xzavior and Jalen as well on this question so we can round it out like that. Xzavior, you feel the same way? Like 2023, man, championship or bust?
Man, I feel like it's championship or bust, man. I don't like losing. I hate losing. Like, I'm a great sport, but I hate losing. It's horrible.
As Herm Edwards said, you know, the famous football coach, you play to win the game, right? That's why you guys are out there trying to, you know, win the whole thing. And Jalen, same thing for you, man. 2023, this is the year, right?
I'm hoping this is the year. I want to win it with my guys, especially my senior class. I met these guys. I met Connor and all the rest of my guys. I want to win it with these guys, and if not, hopefully my senior year we go out with a banger. But for sure, this year I want to win this year.
Well, guys, listen, man, I really appreciate the time. It was a great year last year, but I think this year is going to be really special for the Grand Terrace Titans. I appreciate you guys hopping on, helping us, preview the upcoming season. Best of luck this year. Xzavior, Jalen, Sean, really appreciate it, guys, and best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You got it. That's the Grand Terrace Titans. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show, our 2023 high school football preview. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk more high school football as we get set to unveil. We're getting close, not this week, but soon, our high school football preseason rankings. We'll also talk about the Major League Baseball draft and our Southwest Premier match of the week. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Well, look who it is. We are back here at the Boost Performance Center with another gridiron question with the one and only Coach Ray Bass. And Coach Bass, we've heard a lot about schools that, they want the kids who are held back here, maybe for various different reasons, to get some sort of a competitive advantage. Are those schools really necessary?
Absolutely. First, I think it's important to say that not all of these schools are created equal. And I think it's important that we start to change the conversation surrounding these types of schools and manage parents' expectations. So if you're a parent who wants your kid to go to a school like this because you want them to receive an athletic scholarship, well, only 2% of high school athletes receive a scholarship. And no matter how many schools like this that pop up, I don't believe those numbers are gonna change. But if you're the parent of a student who wants to play sports in college, then the conversation needs to be, what can I do as a parent to put my kid in a position to achieve that? There's a lot that goes into earning athletic scholarship that doesn't always have to do with talent. So to go to a middle school that prioritizes academics, that prepares student athletes physically, and instills a strong work ethic, that can be very powerful going into high school. So we need to change the conversation surrounding these schools from, I want my child to become the best athlete so they can earn an athletic scholarship, to using athletics as the engine for greater achievement in life.
It all makes sense, and you heard it right here from the Boost man, Ray Bass. Again, this is the gridiron question. If you've got a question you'd like to ask Coach, make sure you hit Boost Training on Instagram, Twitter, and all the social media platforms. They'd love to hear from you. The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And then this, Mike Trout breaking a bone in his wrist. It looks like he's going to be out about 2 months, which is really the home stretch, Patrick, for the Angels to make that playoff push. So a season that looks so hopeful, so good for the Halos to maybe get into the playoffs as a wild card team. Took a real hit with Mike Trout and that injury. Exciting. And I'll say this, for any kids out there that might be listening to this, Alexander Madison always says, prepare like you're the starter, even if you know you're the backup. Dalvin Cook's running back number one. Alexander Madison's the backup. Always prepare as if you are the guy, because your opportunity will come up at some point. So he said his approach hasn't changed. So he's ready to go. He's ready to be the starting running back because he's always prepared to be the starting running back.
If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Inland Sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show. Listen, we are getting very close to unveiling our Boost Top 25 poll for the upcoming high school football season. This is a preseason poll. My guess and my hunch as we start gathering information to create the Boost Top 25 preseason poll is it'll look very similar to the way it ended last year. Of course, you have to take into account coaches on the move, big-time seniors that were lost from last season, maybe even transfers, right? Because that's a thing now. So, but our Boost Top 25 preseason poll will probably come out in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. Oh, and in case you forgot what last year's final Boost Top 25 poll, this is what it looked like. We released our top 25 poll, the final one of 2022, during the week of the CIF Southern Section semifinal. So this is how we ended last season. Will it look the same? I'd love to hear from you guys. Find the live chat, message us on social media, Twitter, Instagram. You guys know the drill. Let us know. Will it look very similar this season? What it looked like last season? That was our final Boost Top 25 of 2022. All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball draft. And it was a 3-day event beginning this past Sunday. Our top local guy was from Aquinas High School. Not a big shock. Eric Batante, the big left-handed bat who plays shortstop. He can play third. He was a great pitcher at Aquinas as well. But you heard in an interview right here on Inland Sports just a couple weeks ago, Eric said, I think my pitching days are done. He is such a great hitter. He's going to play in the infield, it looks like. Shortstop, maybe third, who knows. But he's only 17, 6'4". You can see the stats on him. Going in the third round to the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers love the IE. Remember Bryce Terang out of St. High School just a couple of years ago. Terang making it all the way up to the big leagues already with Milwaukee, and they're going back to the IE, getting our guy Eric Batanti from Aquinas High School. Congratulations to him. Man, such a good guy, too. What a great, respectful young man. He's always made time for the Inland Sports Show and IEMG Sports Weekly, so I really do appreciate it, Eric. Congratulations to you and your family. A couple other names we want to mention about the Major League Baseball draft that just happened. Of course, Eric Batanti, our top local guy going in the third round of the Brew Crew. In the 15th round, Spencer Bingard out of California Baptist going to the Minnesota Twins, and the Twins turning right around in the 16th round, coming back to the IE, this time going to RCC for pitcher Anthony Silvas. So both guys going to Minnesota. And in the 19th round, to the San Diego Padres, Adler Cecil out of Temecula Valley. And what a neat deal there that he's a local guy, right? Adler Cecil will eventually make it to the Lake Elsinore Storm, which is a single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. So he will be playing at some point in his own backyard. How cool is that? So congratulations to Adler as well. That's a very cool deal to be drafted by the San Diego Padres, which again, Temecula to San Diego isn't really that far. So if he makes it to the big leagues, and we really hope he does, he'll be right down the road. So congratulations to all of our local guys who got drafted. There was a player who used to play at the U of R. He's since transferred out. He also got drafted. So there's always, every single year, we got guys going in the Major League Baseball draft. This year, it was 20 rounds. Remember, it used to be, I think, 40 or 50 rounds in the Major League Baseball draft. So congratulations to all of our local guys. And before we go, we just want to remind you, get your popcorn ready. Here we go. The Southwest Premier League match of the week. Inland Empire FC will put it all on the line against the Royals, the OC Real Sociedad. That is this Saturday, 4 p.m. out there at the Moreno Valley Community Park. Check it out. It could be an instant classic between the OC and the IE. That's our Southwest Premier League match of the week. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And if you own a local business or you work for a local business that loves local sports, hit us up. Our email is inlandsportshow@gmail.com. We are still looking for local partners to make sure that we can continue to bring you your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. My name is Pep Fernandez. Stay safe out there, everybody. God bless you. And we'll see you next week on the Inland Sports Show.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco. #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. And the Southwest Premier League. Visit socal.southwestpremier.org for more information on the league and the men's under 23 schedule.